Welcome. Thanks for joining. My name is Jane. I'm from Ecolise. We also have Laura, who's the network weaver at Ecolise, and we see Duncan there as well. Hi, Duncan. And so this session is basically, we're teamed up this year for the European Day of Sustainable Communities to offer training to run film screenings for the Once You Know documentary. So we have Charlotte and Brianne here, who are facilitators, who are going to take us through everything that we need to know, all the technical requirements, how to kind of facilitate a discussion about the documentary and the themes that come up through the documentary afterwards. So it's a very exciting session. So this is the sixth year of the European Day of Sustainable Communities. For anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's an initiative that's been run by Ecolise, and it invites people to organize events, big and small, in person or online, to showcase action on climate and sustainability in their local communities. This year, we also have a particular focus on young people and youth-led initiatives to coincide with the European Year of Youth. And so we've already been registering lots of events on the map, and we'll invite you all, when you organize your film screenings, to also submit the events on our EDSC map and share them on social media. So we'll share the links with you in the chat to do that. And so the kind of main day of the EDSC is this Saturday, the 17th of September, but you can run your event at any date throughout September. And so, yeah, we're really excited. I think this is an amazing documentary. I think it's good. The themes that come up are really valuable and are really going to resonate with the communities that we're involved in. So I think it's a really great opportunity, and thanks so much to Charlotte and Brianne for being here today, and we'll hand it over to you guys.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Really glad to be here. So I will start by introducing the big project, and then Charlotte will go a bit deeper into the specific post-screening event. So the project now is called Roots of Resilience. So it's a project that has many tools. There's a movie, Once You Know, that you heard of, and the animation that we created with Charlotte. And we created it in France, Belgium, and Switzerland since last year. So the movie has been released on September last year. And after that, there is an action guide. So it's a printed action guide that we gave to people after the projection, so they could have something to look at and find what action they could make after the movie. And the third tool is a website. So I'm gonna just give you a quick look of the website. And this website is now still in French, but it's getting translated, and you're gonna have it in full English, not every language, but if you're interested to help translate it, you're very welcome. And you will have it in full English mid-October this year. So that's the work that's in process. So this, do you see my screen? Yeah. So this is the action tree. So you see, we found a way to collect 150 actions that for us lead to resilience and to living sustainably living with the world in a sustainable way. And so there is these three parts: building, regenerate, and help me, Charlotte, how can you translate the last one? To intervene. Intervene. So this is like 3 pillars that are really important, so we can go into a new direction and change the way the society is going, kind of. So you can go into this tree, you can zoom in, and then you can click on the different actions. And when you click on it, you can find some specific organization that will help you go into this direction. So this one, for example, is I changed my work for a work that has a future. And then you have Shift Your Job, which is an association, and other 2 associations that will help you go through that. So this is like the basic of this action tree of Roots of Resilience that's it's getting translated right now, actually. And this is the only already English page, which is giving you some more information about the movie. So if you want, we can give it to you in the chat. So I will put that right after in the chat. Yeah, so that is for the big project of Roots of Resilience. And now I'm gonna hand it to Charlotte so she can go through the facilitation.
Thank you, Brianne. Yeah, so hi everyone. Thank you very much for being here and being involved into this project of showing this movie, Once You Know, and helping the audience go through an experience of sharing and getting inspiration to go into action. And that's why we started with this action tree, because it's very important to be focused on a direction of action, because a lot of people after watching the movie feel they are a bit lost about what can we do. So that's why we are really into, let's go into this experience together about what do we learn in this movie, how do we feel, what do we feel we need to do, and what could we do, and then there are different steps in order for people to go from astonishment towards action. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of time to give maybe in the chat or waving informations about yourself. For example, have you read already the guidelines, the facilitation guide? Yeah, who's not at all ready to facilitate? Then we know where we start. So Brianne is giving you in the chat the link for the facilitation guide, and don't worry, we're gonna go through it together. And who have already seen maybe the trailer of the movie, Once You Know? Yeah, everyone? Almost. Okay, so it's just to know where we start, because we don't want to talk about the movie if a lot of people haven't a clue about what's in it. So then we can give a little bit more information about it. Yeah, so what do you think, Brianne? Maybe we start with the trailer?
Yeah, is that all right with you all to watch the trailer for people that has already watched it? Is it okay as well? Yeah.
If you've already watched it, you can go through the guide, facilitation guide, and see if you have questions or yeah.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat so everyone can go and watch the trailer by themselves, and then we go back here like in 5, let's say, something like this.
Yeah, so you can also get ready for questions afterwards.
Yeah,
thank
you.
Let's
go. Has anyone had the time to watch the trailer? Yeah. Great. Welcome back. Charlotte, you can go on.
Yeah, thank you. So I would invite you to go on the link of the facilitation guide and have a look upon page 4, where you have the outline of the post-screening discussion. Yeah, I'm gonna do this and I can see you at the same time.
Do you want me to put it on the screen?
I think it's good if everyone is already on its
Okay.
own screen. And so, so we wanted to have an experience of 1 hour to lead people through emotions, what they feel about the movie, and how they can go out of it with inspirations for going into action, as I already said. And this process, this journey is inspired by the Work That Reconnects. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a process from the US, from Joanna Macy, who created a spiral, a journey to go through emotions in order to get into action. And this spiral is has different steps. And so we tried to follow those different steps into this 1 hour experience, group experience, in order for the magic to happen, to go from astonishment to towards action. And you can see with these different parts, these different steps that are appearing on this page 4. So at the very beginning, it's introductions and different games in order for people to ice break and get to know each other and be more comfortable into sharings. And then we go into this going deeper, the blue part, with open sentences that are opening in pairs, spaces for sharings. And those 2 sentences are helping people go into deep sharings. You can see a moment of my life when I felt intensely alive was. And the second one is when I think about the consequences of climate change on my life, my family, my local community, how I feel is. So this is very typical of the Work That Reconnects, and it's an invitation to speak not only about facts and theories, but really about what it does to me. And of course, it's the whole aim of the movie, to go meet scientific and ask them, how do you feel about what you know on climate change and energy depletion? And after that, we don't want to leave people in the middle of what's hard. And so we invite them to go into circle sharings, so the whole audience can share. And if there's someone that is a specialist of this topic that is here invited in the session, they can answer questions of the public, of the audience, but in the same idea of sharing one's own experience and not only theories and facts. And then we invite them into a game that is system game in order to see how ecosystemic patterns influence our collapse situation, but also our awakening or our movements in order to create resilience. So this is the end of the experience, the group experience, and most of the time it's very strong, and it really gives people energy because they feel they are all connected, and if everyone is doing its own part of the job, things can change rapidly. So that's for what I wanted to tell you about the whole experience. And if you have already questions about why it is like this, and if you have any misunderstanding about this whole invitation, you can already ask either in the chat or raising your hand.
Yeah, Lisa.
We might have quite small groups, maybe about 15 people or so. And I'm wondering about the closing activity, that network activity, and what you think is the minimum number of people that is needed for that to work well.
Mm-hmm. I already had it with 12 people in a small room. So I think it works, minimum 10, I would say.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
I also have a question, because all of these different activities happen after the screening of the movie. Have you also tried out to do some of them before, like the getting to know each other type of activities before, then watch the movie and then follow up? And if yes, what was the difference in the experience?
I didn't try this. I don't know you, Brianne, but I think you can try the getting to know each other first. But for me, it's very important that this moment, right after the movie, is to give space for people to get out of the emotional experience of the movie step by step. So if they want to express themselves, they express one word and then one sentence. And so then it's slowly giving them the opportunity to go back to the group. And if I already tried without those getting to know each other experiments, and then for people they are a bit stuck, and you give them open sentences is yeah, you talk with your neighbor right after the movie, and it's too quick, and they need time to okay, they're a little icebreaker moment for I finished the movie and now I can reopen.
Yeah. And if I might add, the thing as well is I think it's really smart to feel people that they are connected before the movie, but maybe not by removing some of the first two exercises, maybe adding something on top. And I don't know if there's really like a small gathering, maybe initiates a small, I don't know what, but maybe something so people can get to know each other. I don't know, maybe present themselves or how are they coming here or something like this. Maybe that can be really interesting. And if you do that, please let us know how it goes, because for us, it's really interesting to have all the feedbacks that we can have. So really, if you do that, please let us know. And what I wanted to say as well is that some people at the end of this movie have a lot of feelings inside, and some has to go out. They feel like they have to share. So doing this word popcorn and then who like me helps letting go some of the I don't know how to say that.
The strongest
Yeah,
reaction.
the strongest thing. So sometimes you have people who can say anger and someone who say hope, and it's just like words are popping like this, and it helps getting to feel the audience just after. And it's really helpful for you as a facilitator to feel how the I'm gonna say the audience is, what is its mood, kind of, you see. So that is helping you to feel how you're gonna give the direction for open sentences, for example, because then you can make some humoristic things or reassuring, or you see how a bit better how you're gonna give instructions. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Thank you, Brian. Duncan raised his hand.
Thank you. Just wondering, is there a small break directly after the film? Like if people want to get a drink or go to the toilet, or do you just go straight into that discussion? And if you do, then is there a break at some stage?
As we used to do it in movie theaters, and we didn't had a break because most of the time we didn't have much time afterwards. So 1 hour is already a long moment. So the music at the end of the movie is quite long, so people can go for a little technical break. But this, you can give this info during your introduction before the movie. Then people, they would know, okay, if you really need to go for a smoke or for the bathroom right after the movie, use the music moment. And if they miss the very beginning, it's okay. But it really depends. If you have a lot of time and not so many people, you can feel what's right for the group. For sure, if you have a full theater with 200 people and you create a break, then it's going to be very difficult to catch people back up, because then they are going to discuss, and the whole process is to catch people just right after the movie. Then they are still in their emotions, otherwise they are going to go somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, maybe it's different if you do a screening like online, because then if people are warned that there's like 5 minutes after the movie and the animation starts right at this time, then maybe they came for it, kind of. Because for us, in the theaters, it was quite different. Some people just came into the theater to see a movie, and then they were like, oh my god, there is a post-screening event, and they didn't know. So it's a bit different. So yeah, I think online is easier to give a break, but yeah, we didn't make any break into this process, but it seems long when you look at it, but it's really it's going really fast, and it goes on and on and on, and if people are into it, it will just pass like this. And maybe you can, I would give a pause at the end of open sentences. If I would give a pause somewhere, it would be just right after this, because then some people can just continue to talk with the person they were talking to, and other people can go and have this little break.
Jane had a question.
Yeah, I was just curious, are you interested in the facilitators gathering information during the session, like about what people say, or is it more so to encourage people to kind of think and reflect and then take their own action on the website? I'm just wondering if the facilitator should be taking notes or anything like that.
I don't think so. Charlotte, correct me if you think this is wrong, but for me, it's what is really interesting is having feedback, but it can be a global feedback. Like, hi, it has been well received, or there was a lot of energy, or I would change this because this has been a bit weird, something like this. But for me, we're not going to use information on how people felt, except maybe have more feedback to give to other people that are going to facilitate and give them information that are more sensitive and, adequate. But otherwise, you can take notes. I always take notes, but it's because it helps me for this part, for the resonance of the audience and presentation of the action guide. It helps me to know what will be useful for the audience, but it's not for giving it back to anyone else. It's just, what happens on the session is on the session, kind of. Does that answer your question? Yeah, Charlotte, do you want to add something?
No.
Okay.
Any other question? For those who didn't have time to go through the whole guide, facilitation guide, do you think you will need a few minutes just to have a look and see if other questions pop up, or if you feel you're already ready for facilitation? Would you like to facilitate one part or another for here to practice and feel if it's clear enough? So I don't see you right now, so I don't know if you're waving or something, but you can answer directly.
Would you like to have some time to go through the guidelines? You can do that for yes, that for no. So we can no. Okay, no, okay, no, not going to the guidelines.
So would you like to practice popcorn or the open sentences for yourselves also, or the system game? That's, I would say, the most tricky facilitation exercise.
Maybe if no one's brave enough, maybe one of you guys could start with a short one just to get us into how it is.
Yeah, sure. I just read the question in yeah, you can answer, Marianne.
I don't really understand the question. How do you, can you, I don't understand the question. Is there guidelines?
The question is, how do we organize the movie, the projection of the movie? How does it work? How do we get the file? How do we spread the word? Is there some guideline to spreading the word? Hey, there is this movie. Is there some specification of how the room should be? What kind of place should it be? Is it paid? Is it free? These questions about the whole facilitation. I think it's amazing. I love the guidelines and all, but there's a lot of things to be done before. I think.
Yeah.
This for now, I don't know. I didn't know before. I just was thinking about it yesterday. I saw, oh, there's an event happening to organize projection, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But how does it work? That is my question.
Maybe Jane and Laura, you can answer.
Well, on the technical side, maybe like you guys can tell us about what are the technical parts of in terms of the screening and the movie, like in terms of setting it up as a European Day of Sustainable Communities event, like we can give you guidelines on that. But if you is that something that is part of this session, or is that something that Jessica is maybe has more information on? Because I don't have that technical information either.
Okay. I thought you had it. Sorry. Charlotte and I are more on this facilitation aspect, and not that much on the technical aspect of the how do you get the movie and everything. But yeah, Jessica is the one that does that. So Jane, does everyone has their, I don't know, their mail or something like this, or do you need us to give you some mailing or something like this?
Yeah, so
yes, mailing. Just one thing, maybe the first thing is to know whether we need to fill a form to say, hey, I'd like to make a projection, and then start from this, and then I don't know, and then receive a file to then do the exhibition. How does this work? Is there someone to contact?
Yeah, okay. For me, it's like, yeah, I think Jane, then it's contact Jessica is the first thing, right? Or if they contact you and then you give them their contact. I don't know how do you like to process, but yeah, go on, Jane. Yeah, you were gonna.
Yeah, no, because I kind of thought that we would be covering that here as well, but if not, I can follow up with Jessica just to get those details and send it around as an email. I mean, I presume it's a matter of going and buying the film, renting the film, and then finding your own location, basically in your community, whether it's a space in your home or in a center, finding that location and then basically organizing it, sending out emails to your community and inviting people along, and basically you're taking care of organizing it yourself. Then you can register that as a European Day of Sustainable Communities event, and link that and use our hashtag. And we can also then put that on our website as well, to get a bit more visibility. And maybe if you also share it on social media, we can also reshare it so it gets a bit more visibility. But yeah, in terms of the kind of technical part of the film, that was also like not super clear to me as yet. But I do know that it's available in different languages, and so yeah, you can watch it in different formats. So here on let me send you the link to the Once You Know website itself, which also has some links that might be useful. It has a link to the download the facilitation guide, and then you can watch the film on this link, and then it has links to watch on Apple TV, Microsoft, Amazon, and then you can link, and then it has different versions depending on which country you're based. Yeah, and to rent it, it's $4.99.
Yeah, so it's for renting for yourself. It's not the same price if you're doing a screening, of course, because you're gonna give it to more people. So yeah, maybe Jane, you can gather the mailing of the people that are interested, and then you put them in connection with Jessica. So she will really guide you into getting this projection ready. She will really guide you through this. Yeah, and maybe as you said, with social media, maybe she can put some of the events on the Once You Know page as well. You can see all that. She's really into this communication thing, and it's not really my thing, so I'm sorry, I cannot be any more help. Yeah, Jessica, yeah, she's one of the persons behind this one.
Maybe we should give you her email, but directly, Jessica's email.
Yeah, maybe anyway, if you write about any of this to this address, contact at Racine de Resilience, I'm going to write into the chat.org, then you will be redirected to the right person, because this is like the big project. So if you write, yeah, I want to show the movie, I've heard it through Ecolise, then you will be redirected to the right person, whatever is your question. Is that good?
What I can add is that it's true. It's a lot of work to organize an event and to facilitate. And so it's great if you can gather a little team around you, for some people to share emails, texts, and social media, everything together. People, others that are more into logistics and others that are more into facilitation. Otherwise, maybe it's going to be a lot, but it really depends how much time you have and how experienced you are in facilitating or in event organization, I would say.
Does that give you the answer you needed, Jojo?
Yes, I guess so. I'm trying to think how I can make it happen here. It all depends on also finding the location, because I don't have my own cinema room.
Sure.
But I'll make it happen.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's really like something that was part of the job with Charlotte. So we can give you a bit of feedback with that, is that we connected to many people around France, Belgium, and Switzerland, and we said like, yeah, there is this project of showing this movie and then doing a facilitation, and if any of you are interested into doing that, just tell us and join us, and then we gather a bigger and bigger team, so that people would go to contact with the theaters, and then theaters would connect back with the people that were showing the film. So, you know, we just, what Charlotte was saying about making a team is really, really important, because otherwise we could not have shown the movie to many people if we had not these people just talking about it and then spreading the word, kind of.
Do you have any other question?
I would like to share something,
Yeah.
just in line with Jojo. I was sort of disappointed, because I thought this would be a sort of a day where the producers would allow a free online streaming, something like that, for the event. Just a friend of mine once, I guess, just already looked for the rent prices, and not accessible for like persons, since we need like an organization to rent this movie for a public presentation. So I guess it's going to be, for me, if the value is that it had in mind, impossible to do the session. So I don't know if Jojo has got some source of funding to do this, but so I like very much your work to create this. I thank a lot for this work of we talking to people what to do now, but then the first part of it, as Jojo said, how to get the movie, is that this is the biggest problem now. I guess we could really articulate many people to make them watch it and come to the session. This is difficult, but it's do not involve money. So I like to share this, because maybe you can talk to the authors of the film and we see if they still want to do another. I see that there was once this open screening one day, I guess, but I would like to, if they could do this again, more people would have be able to screen it. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You want to answer, Brian? I understand that this question of who can watch the movie and how is important. I was thinking the simplest way is to connect with a theater and organize a projection there. So people, they go to a theater and they are used to pay for going there, and then this you don't have to take care about it. And then you just take care. And then when you work with the theater, you say, we are a group of people, we are going to share, we're going to gather people at the theater. So then they are interested into showing this particular movie that maybe they didn't think about showing. So this is the whole thing we did in France. And if it's not into a theater and it's more homemade screening, then I think the prices are not the same. And then you have to see this with Jessica. We really, I talk on behalf of Jessica and all the production team. We really want to make this movie go out and meet its audience. But of course, creating a movie and distributing it is a lot of energy and money. And it has also to get a price. Otherwise, cinema would collapse first.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you're annoyed by this and you really want to make this projection, really write to the address we gave you, so they can find a way that you can be able to show this this movie. And maybe that's what Charlotte said. I know that in France, now that it's not in the theaters anymore, we go to these like private projections. And so big corporations, they don't pay the same price as like organization like GNO, of course, NGO, yeah, like with people that work most of time free and all that. Of course, they don't pay the same price. But really what we did in France, Switzerland, and Belgium was that there was the theaters, what Charlotte said, the theaters were projecting the movie, and we came freely to give this animation, but the people were paying their seats. So, but maybe, you know, I'm just making a quick calculation, but if you have like 50 people and they pay €4, if you find a place that is free and have a projector or something like this, then you can have, I don't know, €200, and then maybe that's enough to pay for the movie. I don't know, you know, something, I don't know what can be found, and I'm not in charge of of this, but I'm sure Jessica will find a way with you to do that if you want to. So please don't give up. And
no, it's just that it's another work upon the work of facilitating the discussion. So this is there is another work that is to make it possible to screen the film. So this was nothing I had done in mind, that in so little time to arrange this now. Okay, so because I just knew it today, so by Duncan. So thanks, Duncan. Okay, but I will try to make it work. Yeah.
I wanted to answer to Jojo's question about who we are and what Ecolise is, maybe it's important to give a bit more information. And so welcome, Malcolm, and you arrive right at the time we're going to introduce ourselves again. So that's good for you, I guess. I'm Charlotte, and with Brian, we are working with Teractiva, and it's a small NGO that promote art, pieces of art, like cinema, in link with environmental issues and how to get into actions concerning global warming and energy depletion. So we worked together in order to create an impact campaign that was linked to this Once You Know movie. And it started 2 years ago, and the movie was released 1 year ago in France. And the international release was this year in May. And the group, we talked about Jessica, who is working for this international distribution part, and she got into connection with Ecolise in order for talking about the movie and creating opportunities to organize screenings and discussions after screenings. And our part of work with Brian and Teractiva was this discussions after the screenings and other tools like the tree of actions for giving people inspirations into going into actions after watching the movie. I think it's a small summary. Maybe Jane, you want to develop on your collaboration with the Pulp film distribution.
Hi, yeah, so I am from Ecolise, and we've been teaming up with Pulp to offer, as part of the European Day of Sustainable Communities, so that people can set up events during September to organize a film screening and link it to the European Day of Sustainable Communities, which is an initiative run by Ecolise. So yeah, as I mentioned in the chat, I've written to Jessica, so to clarify kind of all the technical details. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I thought that those aspects are going to be covered, so I'm sorry for that oversight. And yeah, we'll follow up in an email. We'll also ask her if there's any possibilities for maybe reduced rates for NGOs, community groups, that kind of thing, so that the cost is not going to be putting people off setting up a screening. So I can share that, but then if there's anything else, you can also get in touch either with us directly or with Jessica.
Thank you, Jane. And what about your question, Jojo? Portuguese version of what? Of the facilitation guide or of the movie? Or of the website? I don't know.
Of the movie. The question was asked before. Yeah.
That
Like
English
captions.
version with subtitles.
Yeah, subtitles, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. There are subtitles in Portuguese for sure. Any other question? Maybe Malcolm, as you jumped in.
Hello, everyone. I guess my question would be how we get the guide, and if there's a time frame for screening the movie. For example, is it only in September, or people can do it at other periods? Yeah, that would be my questions.
Okay, so we're gonna give you the link for the facilitation guide right now, and for sure, the movie can be shown anytime. But if it's with Organise and this September month that it has a special opening for screenings, it's better in September. Maybe Jane, you can confirm.
Yeah, that's right. So if it's going to be linked to the European Day of Sustainable Communities, it should happen in September. So it can happen at any time in September. But of course, you know, you're welcome to organize a screening at any time.
And maybe Brian, you can also share again the English page of the website, Roots of Resilience. That's a tool for giving inspiration, how to get into action for creating more resilience into our communities. Well, so I guess maybe there's no more questions about specific technical facilitation skills, tools.
So in case I come up with a question, then later on, shall I write to whom? If I can ask for any help later on.
You mean for facilitation?
Yeah.
The best is that you write to contact. I'm gonna write you.
Okay. The email.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I think if you have any question and you write to the wrong address, it's okay. We're gonna redirect you to the right one. So no worries.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's it.
I just had a question then about the where do we want to direct people to the website? Is it to register their actions? Is that the kind of final call to action that we want to encourage people to do?
Let me just check something, because so I can give you a link so that people that have NGO in mind or any organization and an action connected to it, they can fill in this little form that will help us build the other languages trees, because right now we are building the English one, but there is the Switzerland one, and there's the Czech one, and we would love to have a Spanish Portuguese one, any languages of the world one, and any country of the world one, because of course maybe you don't have, I know we don't have the same NGO in France or in Canada or in Switzerland, so maybe it's the same if you're in Portugal or in Brazil, I guess. So we would love to do that. So I will give you the form so you can start to add some actions, but maybe the other call to action is to I'm thinking, sorry, to give your email address, or maybe we should create a form so that you are informed as soon as the English version is out, so that you can see the tree with all the actions that everyone has made. Because right now we tell you, yeah, it's gonna get out mid-October, but maybe in mid-October you will have forget, and then it would be a shame. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Charlotte? I don't know, because maybe it's hard for you to collect all the address of people that are interested at the end of screenings. But yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good if we share with Jane the the form to contribute to create the tree of actions in English. And afterwards, maybe we can, when it's ready, inform Ecolis, and if they want to pass the information through their lists of people, that would be great. But we'll see this later together, maybe.
Yeah, it's more for the people that maybe are coming to a screening and maybe they want to have some action or something to go through afterwards. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going through the form. I'm finding it.
Okay, I'm a member of 3 groups, so there are plenty of opportunities to go to action. Just we are promoting. The idea is to promote this screening is actually to engage people in our actions. So.
Yeah. So that's great if you can contribute and share your references to this group who's working on this
Certainly
tree of action in 2 different languages. That's a big deal. Yes, so we have another person coming in, and as we're collecting questions, you're more than welcome to raise your question, but maybe we're also gonna finish soon if there's no more question or no more will to train facilitation right now. It's true, we're not many people, so it's not very easy to train as if we were a group. No more question. Maybe we can just have a small popcorn about how do we feel on this topic of the movie, climate change and energy depletion, and all those different topics about how to create resilience that are not always easy. So if you want to share just one word about what you feel and on this topic, and because how you feel is going to be very important if you share with the group, because of course your energy as a facilitator is going to influence how people are going to be open to share themselves. So if you want to just start sharing, you can open your mic and give one word about how you feel.
in a hurry.
In a hurry? Okay, thank you.
I'm optimistic.
Thank you.
Overwhelmed.
Mission.
Mission? Okay.
Hopeful.
Hopeful. Thank you.
Excited.
Thank you.
Questioning.
Mm. And for me, I would say curious. Very curious. If you have any other word, you can add another one. Otherwise,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, otherwise I was thinking you can also share if you have any worry about how to deal with this issue with the group, and yeah, any question about how do you feel comfortable talking about this topic with a group of people who maybe is discovering this topic. Because sometimes in a screening, you have people who are really aware of environmental issues, and others who are really discovering or rediscovering with a new perspective, and at the movies going very deep into re-questioning our future as human living on this planet. Yeah, maybe you're not always comfortable, and we also wanted to open a space for you to share how is it for you to deal with this.
And if you have a question about this as well.
I had this experience several times in the context of XR talks. Experience people who sort of want to run away. So I would not make a break after the movie, or some people will hide in the silence and get away of the cinema. So yeah, people who get to want to do something about it. So we try to sort of see we are together and we can do things and feel good doing things we must do, things like that. So it's not really something comfortable to be done, but I guess people who are here in this mission, as Jojo said, who want to get into this shit. So I don't think it's going to be something for us that is not in our expectable, not we are going to face. I guess we have an idea of the situation we're going to have after the screening. Although I did not see the film. I did not see the film yet.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I also haven't watched the film yet, but in my experience, like with this topic, I think there needs to be a new approach, especially from people who are facilitating initiatives like this, to try and find a different way to engage people, because I think that a lot of people are aware of what's going on with climate change and the drastic measures that we need to take if we are going to reverse this. a lot of people are aware, but in our society, people have become, how would I say this? So accustomed to just thinking of it as another person's problem to solve rather than their own personal problem. So they experience the effects of what's happening to us, but they still don't feel like it's part of their reality. So how do we create this awareness in people to say that they have to personally take action, and that only as a collective can we start to find solutions to the massive challenges that we're facing?
Thank you, Malcolm.
I was wondering, Malcolm, in what you said, was there a question or was it a rhetorical question?
It was more of a reflection.
Yeah, okay. Okay, perfect. I like it.
I can just answer to what you said. First for Alcides, yeah. But if you have more time after the screening, and you can invite people together in small groups for different local topics. Maybe you are already taking care of with your XR group, then it can already create some support for your own activities. And if you don't have enough time at this moment, you can already get some next meeting, next appointments, timings or dates, and then at the end of the discussion, you say, okay, let's meet again these days for this topic, these days for this topic, here and there, and then the audience is already okay. I can go somewhere to do something concrete with people that are already there. So it can initiate things. And as you said, Malcolm, that's the whole symbol of the action tree. Try to show people how if everyone is following what is he or she is called to do, then things can change. But of course, everyone needs to do its own part. And the final experience, the systemic game, is really giving this feeling, okay, I have to play my role because I'm connected with everyone. And if everyone plays its role, things are moving. And if people are not playing their role, the whole system is not responding widely, greatly. So I invite you to have a look on this video we made already 1 year ago for the Work That Reconnects network, where during 1 hour online, we went through the whole experience of the facilitation, so you can see how it is. And there's also a small video that was recorded in theater when Brian was facilitating in France. So it's in French, but you have English subtitles. Then you can feel how it looks online or in theaters, especially this systemic game, because I think it's one of the most difficult experience, but also the most powerful. And it's the last one. So I would invite you to go deep into this facilitation tool in order for you to give the audience this feeling, I'm important because I'm connected with others, and if we are all moving together, things are gonna change. Yeah, thank you for sharing this link, Brianne, of this
Facilitation training.
Facilitation training. Kelly was facilitating.
Yeah, she's better in English than we are, so it was nice. Yeah.
Do you have any other sharing, maybe Jojo or Duncan, about this topic and how to have a positive approach with the audiences?
Yeah, I can jump in. I suppose it's pretty easy for people to go into the doom and gloom and get very frightened and freaked out. But I think sharing the idea that participating, starting to take small steps, but participating in these journeys leads to fantastic adventures, meeting amazing people and really profound experiences. And if life is about truly feeling alive, then being in these moments, groups, movements, that brings profound meaning and deep joy in life, even though it's confronting pain. And that's really where the magic of life stems from.
Thank you. And it's true that if you already experienced it, and you are able to show how it's nourishing you and giving you the feeling of being really alive, then it helps people to believe in it and to jump in too. So thank you for this sharing, inspiring, and that's what I invite you, every one of you, to do with your audiences. Share your own experience and what's bring you alive, what helps you to get engaged, and what helps you to get engaged on the long term, because a lot of people are getting very tired because they go through engagement with a lot of anger and a lot of what you said, in a hurry, and sometimes this is not respectful of our own our own health. I would say mental and physical health. So when you share about your own experience and what helps you to go through, it's what's touched people, and what has most the biggest effect, I would say. Any other sharing about your own experience? Okay, so in the chat we are sharing different trailers of the movie in different languages, and if there one with Portuguese subtitles, we're gonna try to share it with you, but we don't have this information, sorry. The movie exists with subtitles in 17 different languages, so I guess you'll find it. Okay, everyone, if you have any last sharing or question, it's welcome. Otherwise, we can just stop there. Jane, do you have any more last word?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I wasn't here in the beginning, so I didn't get when we will be able to have access to the movie, so that we can start to prepare for showing it at our events.
Yeah, so basically after this session, I've sent an email to Jessica and Pulp Films about to get access to all of the technical information, but basically there is a cost right now associated with it. So I've asked her to share with us all of the instructions for setting up a screening, and also whether there is any discounts or special offer that they can do for us, for activists or for groups like us. So I will also combine all of the links that have been shared in the chat today and send around when I get all that information in one email, so it's all contained to all of the if you have registered for. Okay, bye. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming. So if you have registered, I'll have your email, and I'll send around an email. Yeah, as soon as I have all the information. It might be next week.
Yeah, and maybe Malcolm, since you arrived late, and for other people that want to, there will be a recording of this session, so you can rewatch it, and maybe have all that what we said in the beginning. You can find it there, and the link that we shared earlier about the facilitation training. Yeah, I would really encourage you to look at it, especially the part where Kelly is facilitating, because you really see the words she's employing and the way she's doing it. So maybe that can be really useful just before you decide to facilitate or not. I don't know, maybe that's a good way to just feel the thing, kind of. Yeah, because actually I think the recording of the live version that I did in a theater, I think it's not subbed. So if you watch it in French, you will not really understand. Or maybe you speak French, that's your secret, but then yeah, otherwise you will not understand what I said. Yeah, it's really funny because yeah, he was filming, right? Emmanuel was filming on a woman.
Yeah, he worked with Yann Arthus Bertrand as a film camera
operator, right?
Operator, yeah.
Before he made his own movie. Yeah. Then thank you very much, everyone. Sorry for the info that we did not have, but I'm sure Jessica will give it to you very quickly. And thank you so much for having this energy to show this movie and helping people go through what they're going to go through after they're seeing it and going into action. So we're really glad you were there. And yeah, don't hesitate to email us if you need anything.
And thank you, Jane, and thank you, Ecolis, for collaborating with us with all your network and inviting people to organize screenings with Once You Know and post screenings event. We are really, really happy that the film is going to meet its audience on the international level. because it's one little step more for the global resilience, global change. So thank you very much for this link we had.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
A lot.
Bye.
Thank you for being here. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.